It's been about 3 weeks since the latest drama involving Godot occurred. I'm referring, of course, to the infamous tweet from the official Godot X account, where there was an ironic reference to woke games. I won't go into the details of what happened because I assume by now everyone is familiar with the situation. As you may know, this incident sparked a series of reactions, bans, and a wave of backlash across the community. At the time, I decided not to make a video because honestly, I had no interest in fueling the fire of conflict and mixed opinions, especially when things were so heated. I'd rather focus on creating instructional content that adds value instead of adding one more opinion to the discussion. However, now that things have calmed down a bit, I would like to make this short video to share my thoughts and at least get this off my chest, given that until now this YouTube channel has been completely focused on Godot. I'll try to be as objective as possible with the utmost caution and respect this topic deserves. The main emotion that all these fuss brought to me was sadness. Sadness to see how such a big conflict could have been formed from something that I think could have been avoided. I personally did not follow the drama live, since I rarely browse X or Discord, so I found out about it through some YouTube videos. If what is said is true, and I'm talking now about the unjustified mass bans, it seems to me to be something devastating and completely contrary to the principles of open source. Let's not forget that Godot is, above all, an open source tool made by the community for the community. No matter how you look at it, an open source project that does not respect other people's opinions is not really free. An open source project that censors people for their way of thinking or their ideology is not really free. An open source project that restricts the access to the source code to certain people is not really free. I understand that there were malicious people involved in this whole situation, and that the initial measures may have been in response to attempts to troll and harm the community. However, what I don't understand is why, after all, there was no proper rectification after such excessive bans. The principles of open source are openness, solidarity, and respect, and I would have liked to see a response more aligned with these values. Over the past few weeks, I've been wondering if I really want to continue using Godot. To be honest, while Godot is a good engine for desktop games with 2D graphics, it is far from having the best graphical capabilities when it comes to 3D. The ecosystem of tools and plugins, especially for mobile games, is still very limited. Until recently, it was not even possible to port games to consoles, something that has fortunately changed thanks to W4 Games porting services. If I decided to use and advocate for Godot, it was certainly not because of its technical capabilities, its wonderful node system, or because of how easy it is to use, but because of its philosophy based on open source code. A philosophy centered on unrestricted access to that source code for anyone regardless of sex, race, religion, or beliefs. A philosophy based on respect, solidarity, and a deep sense of service to the community. However, after what happened, I wonder, how open can a project be that resorts to censorship in the face of constructive criticism? What respect is there if that censorship is used indiscriminately? And above all, what solidarity or sense of community does it have if it mistreats those who have used, supported, and even financed the project? If we remove those values, what are we left with? Why continue using Godot when engines like Unity or Unreal offer far superior technical capabilities? This is a question that, honestly, I am still trying to answer. In any case, as I mentioned, I'm still not clear on what decision to make. I'm aware that the development team, both full-time programmers and contributors, have had nothing to do with this situation. However, I am deeply concerned about how the project management, who are the ones who really have power and can be key in deciding the direction of Godot, have handled this whole affair so harshly and in a way that is clearly too big for them. A shame and a big disappointment in the end. I guess you will be able to see what decision I've made based on what engine my next video will revolve around. Although I haven't uploaded content for quite some time, I'm certainly looking forward to coming back with more tutorials on architecture soon. Thank you for watching the video until the end. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Goodbye.